This is a question under directed numbers. This is a question under directed numbers. And if you're talking about what we call directed numbers, we are talking about when we assign the signs to numbers, to the normal figures. And if you can remember your number line, your number line, on number line, that is where you can find um, expressions of what we call directed numbers. To the positive side of a number line, to the right side of a number line, you have what is called positive numbers, plus one, plus two, plus three, and so on and so forth. And to the left hand side of the number line, you have what we call the negative numbers, which is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. Now, I'm sure you remember what your number line is all about. So, when you are talking about directed numbers, you're talking about either positive figures or positive numbers or negative numbers. Now, in a situation where you are requested to solve questions involving addition, subtraction, multiplication, and even division of directed numbers. I've seen my students make some silly mistakes whenever they are adding or subtracting directed numbers, or even when they are multiplying. So, this is an example, a question on your screen. Simplify minus 6 minus 5. Minus 6 minus 5, and look at the wrong solution. The wrong solution, we have minus 6 minus 5, a student wrote plus 30, and probably you must have done this before, and the student wrote plus 30. Minus 6 minus 5 is not plus 30. This is a wrong solution. Let us look at the right solution. You can see the right solution on the screen. Minus 6 minus 5 equals to minus 11. It equals minus 11. Now, some students of mathematics still solve this type of question above as minus 6 times minus 5, which is equals to plus 30. You can see that is the question. That's what we have under the wrong solution. Now, I believe sometimes you need to, as a teacher, you need to begin to think about what a student was thinking about when he or she was solving a question and providing the wrong solution. Now, I said some students solve it as minus 6 times minus 5, and this is not a multiplication problem. This is not a multiplication problem. This is an addition or a subtraction problem, what we call an addition problem. So some students assume there is a multiplication sign in between minus 6 and minus 5. They assume as a result of that, they solve the question by multiplying minus 6 and minus 5, which will rightfully give you plus 30. But because it is an addition problem, minus 6 minus 5 is equals to minus 11. For example, on the number line, when you move start from 0 and you move towards the negative side by minus 6, then with minus 5, you move a further towards the negative side from minus 6 to minus 5. Now, when you add them together, what you find out is that you will have the right final answer to be minus 11. So it means you have moved from the 0 point on the number line to the minus 11 point on the number line. So that is how to solve this type of questions. And you sometimes also, I always ask some of my students to solve this question this way, by just use an illustration that they are familiar with. When we have minus 6, it means, you have owing someone, you have borrowed minus 6 oranges. You have borrowed 6 oranges. Then the following day you borrowed another 5 oranges. So how many oranges have you borrowed? How many oranges are you now uh, going to return back to the person you borrowed the oranges from? You are now going to do a total of 11 oranges, because you are still owing the person, you're still going to pay back. So, and that's negative 11. So that's how to solve this question. I believe you will always be very careful whenever you solve this type of question. There is no multiplication sign in between them. It is minus 6 and minus 1. It's an addition problem.